Alright guys, welcome back to the Everton Career Mode, episode 4, and this is going to be a ton of fun. We start the episode away at Old Trafford, a tough game against Manchester United, then we have an international break, and we'll come back to face West Ham and Watford at home. Only one thing on the agenda before then, we actually sold some players quite quickly. Delph got sold to Hoffenheim for 2.9 million, Tosin got sold for 5.2 to Brighton, and John-Joe Kenny got sold for 8 million to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Goodbye. Alright guys, let's turn to the marquee game, the Manchester United game. This is how they're going to set up 4-2-3-1. This can either be as a possession-based system to break you down or as a counter-attack threat. They're probably going to try to break us down because I'm not going to be adventurous. I'm sitting back. In terms of the individual threats, what can I say? Ronaldo, first name on the team sheet. This legend does not need an introduction nor an explanation. In fact, it's best if he just doesn't have the ball. No, seriously, we need to limit the amount of service to him and, in fact, just limit his time on the ball. In terms of their other threats, they have Sancho and Rashford, or both, out wide. One's a dribbler, the other one's really pacey, so for different reasons we have to neutralize them. Bruno Fernandes is pulling all the strings. Amazing passer. The one weakness I feel like this team has, if any, is their suspect defensive awareness in the middle of the park. Bruno Fernandes has 72. Pogba has a shocking 59. I don't know how he plays deep. And Fred has 75. The best out of all of them, but it's quite weak for an elite side. So if we exploit anything, it's going to be the middle of the park. If we do have to use the wing, Shaw is worse than Wan-Bissaka defensively, and Maguire is slower than Varane. So if we have to use the wing, it'll be that left side for them. This is how we're going to set up. We're obviously going with our 4-3-3 here and sitting and playing on the counter. I'm going to put Godfrey as a defensive wide back instead of Coleman. His pace should help neutralize either Sancho or Rashford, and I'm going to play Holgate next to Keane. Alright guys, let's see how this goes.
Welcome the two teams to the pitch. Here is how Manchester United are lining up. Number 1, De Gea. Number 29, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Number 19, Raphael Varane. Number 4.
Guys, it was always going to be a difficult game here against Man United, and they started off really well. They got Ronaldo into these pockets of space to dictate play. I was trying to stop exactly this, but it's easier said than done. Pogba was getting on the ball. He was getting creative. They were playing attacking football. And once they start passing like this, one touch in the box, there's nothing I can do. We're really fortunate not to lose a goal there. Sancho with an absolute cracker. On another day, this is on the other side of the line, and it's 1-0. Sometimes you really need that luck, and this time around we got it. But they were continuously giving the ball to Ronaldo. He was menacing. This time he turns, shoots. Pickford with a great save. We finally gained some momentum here in the 30th, and we started abusing that middle of the park, which is suspect defensively for them. Chance falls to Calvert-Lewin here, and he should have done better. Son, just put it in the back of the net. That was it for the first half. In the second half, again, we were abusing that suspect defense, that suspect midfield that wasn't helping the defense out. We put a nice ball in again to Calvert-Lewin, and De Gea makes a great save. On the back of those two chances, I really thought we deserved the goal here. We were really patient. We got two great opportunities. Unfortunately, we didn't score a goal. The rest of the game, however, we were really organized. We were really sound defensively, unlike that Aston Villa game. We were getting close to the Man United players, or we were marshalling them out. We didn't give them space to shoot. We were blocking shots. It was a really good, organized effort, as you can see here. And it's like that Juventus coach said, sometimes you're not going to have the ball, and you need to learn how to suffer and learn how to like to suffer in these types of games, especially against elite sides. And this is exactly what we did. We frustrated them, and we waited for our chance. You can see the back line in the next few plays are always going to be in a decent defensive formation. And we broke, and we tried to cause problems on the counter, and this is what you need to do. Again, the line is decently in formation, not like that Villa game. They're keeping that line. Our center defensive midfielders are screening, and if it gets past them, then our center backs are in a position to make a nice block like here. And Man United was going to always have their possession, and that's fine. They can have possession, you just need to soundly defend, and you're going to have your chance, which is exactly what happened. We waited for our chance a few minutes from the end of the game. We move it well on the counter, move it vertically, move it fast. We get it into Richarlison, and he's one-on-one, he beats the defenders, and he doesn't get it in. De Gea makes another save. I would have bet on Richarlison putting that in. We had this game. We could have nicked it. Unfortunately, it's just a draw, but it was a really good effort, and it's a clean sheet. Alright guys, it's finally time for me to show you my scouting department. It takes a long time to set up, but I'm finally ready to show you. So first off, in our staff, we have an English guy, a Welsh guy, and a Finnish guy. As with my scouting department, you can't sign youth scouts with star ratings higher than your club's overall. Everton is 4.5, so that's the tops I can sign. If you have board priority at critical or high, you can sign half a star higher, and 5-star scouts are solely reserved for the list of 25 greatest youth academies. I have a list in my Google Drive file that you can check out. Now, in terms of the nationalities and how that plays a role, an English guy can only scout in England or in a neighboring region, so Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, or Wales. My Finnish guy, for example, can scout Finland or the rest of Scandinavia. So that gives you a little bit of flavor. Now, what kind of nationalities do you want to have in your youth teams eventually? Now, the reason it takes so long for me to set up is because I populate the youth department of up to a max of 16 guys. So I send one scout, I don't look at potential, high or low, I sign anybody. And then once they're there, I can scout new guys. Now, I can promote 3 guys to the senior team each year, and I can replace 6 guys, up to 6 guys in my youth department. Now, there's a catch. You can't just sign anybody. If you're Everton, you're 80 overall, then you can sign up to 80. If I have up to 80 potential, if I have a board priority of critical or high, then I can sign 3 overalls higher. So if I had a critical priority, I can sign 83 potential overall players. Now, those are immediate signings. I can immediately sign them. You can still sign higher overall players. The catch is that it's a percent chance. The higher the overall, the less chance. If it's just 82 overall, then I'll probably have around an 80% chance of signing him. If it's closer to 91, 92 overall, then I'll only have a 10% chance of signing. And it's realistic because, yeah, sure, Everton can land a top talent, but if it's that big of a talent, he's probably going to go Barcelona, Real Madrid. So, and even if you're Barcelona, you don't have just an immediate chance of signing him. He may choose Real Madrid over you. So it adds that little bit of realism. All right, so in terms of the actual guys that I have in my youth department, here's just a quick overview. There's a bunch of really low guys and there's a bunch of really high guys, and I'll go through some of them here. So the first guys that we have are 2 actually really decent goalies. Banks, who is up to 86 potential, and Hilton, who is actually up to 94 potential, and this guy's 6'7". Already 60 overall, so he's pretty good. Then we have a few weaker guys. Hodges, I think he has like low 70s. Same with John, I think just 70. Rogers is the real gem of the defense. He's a 63 overall already at 16, and he has 92 potential. Then we have Cornejo and Ingram, low overall, low potential. But then we have our OG guy who was there at the beginning, Tim Jansen, 59 overall, and get this, he's 84 to 94 potential, so he's guaranteed to be at least 84. Hopefully, we can bring him through quite quickly, and he'll be a long-time participant in the midfield in our series. Then we have Talbot, another really good guy, 94 potential, up to 94. Now, a lot of these will drop, and they probably won't be as spectacular, but for now, he's up to 94 potential. Yates, Jackson, Andrade, all very low potential, nothing really to look at. They'll probably get replaced. Same thing with Fry and Agbeko. But we have another prospect in Jackson Fuller, 94 potential, at least 78. And he's got stuff to work on because he only has 1 week for. But if we put some work into him, he's going to be a peach of a player. And then rounded out by Musa Hamdan, great weak foot. Maybe we can make something out of this guy. Low overall, but he has decent potential in the mid-80s. So there's something to think about there. All right, guys. So that is the youth squad. I will give updates, especially on the more interesting guys, or as guys rotate out. I'll give you constant updates. But it looks to be a decent youth squad, and we'll try to improve it every year and obviously promote some of these prospects to our first team. Okay, we'll jump into the West Ham game now. And they set up in a 4-2-3-1, similar to Man United. They can probably play a little bit on the counter. Probably they can try to keep possession if they want to. They're probably going to be a little bit more conservative and less attacking than Man United. And so are we, quite frankly. We're going to try to have a go at this game. Now, the thing to watch out for with West Ham, as opposed to Man United, is their defense is actually anchored by two very capable defenders in Declan Rice and Souček, so it probably won't be as easy to go through the middle. Their center attacking mid option may not be as good as Bruno Fernandes, but he's still quite dangerous inside Benrahma, so they have a good mix in the midfield. And they're supported by their fullbacks, Vladimir Coufal and Aaron Cresswell, who both have really good crossings, so they're going to be getting up and down and trying to provide extra width and an extra option in the attack. They're all going to be feeding Mikel Antonio, who's really physical, he's good in the air, he's decent at finishing, so he's going to try to gobble up any chances in there in the box, disrupt our defense, so we're going to have to watch out for that. In terms of how we set up, we're going to go and set up in our classic 4-4-2, because we're going to try to have a go here. We need points, so we need to be like a little bit more attacking here. We're going to just put Godfrey in at CB. That's the only really thing of note. Oh, we're going to try Allen on the other side. Doucouré is going to be more defensive. Allen will be more offensive. Just a gimmick that I'm going to try, see how it works. All right, let's get into the game.
Will you please make some noise as we welcome our visitors, West Ham United, and your Everton. The Blues line up as follows. Number 1, Jordan.
Right, so West Ham, it's an even matchup, as even as it gets, and this is the type of game you really need to win if you want that Europa League spot at the end of the season. It's direct competition, basically. It's a potential 6-pointer. We start off aggressively. We're really into their face. Our passing has purpose to it. The movement isn't lethargic. We get an early chance here. Richarlison gets it out wide, squares it to Calvert-Lewin. 4th minute, 1-0. What a start. And this tactic is working wonders in certain respects. It's really doing what I want it to do. There's a lot of movement off the ball. People are making forward runs. Richarlison is set to drift wide, to get in behind. It's exactly what he did here. Calvert-Lewin is set to stay centrally and just put the ball into the back of the net. That's exactly what we do here. This next one, I want you to really pay attention to the guy with the red icon on the screen right now. Dean, look at him. He turns around, looks at the play, the ball falls, he's still looking at it, the ball comes into a player in his sector, still looking at it, rebounds, still looking at it, and it goes in. He looked at the ball for the entire play. He made one move to the left. He absolutely oblivious to what is going on around him. Ball watching the entire play. Now, there was a host of errors here, don't get me wrong. Like, this header was poor. Calvert-Lewin didn't close down here. This guy's in acres of space, partly because of Dean, and that header by Gray to get it out is poor. Pickford could have done better on 2 occasions, and then it's just a host of errors on the next play, right before halftime. I don't know what that pass was beating those 2 players, and I'm absolutely mystified as to what the hell Godfrey was thinking heading that ball out. Just come across, get it with your foot, and clear it. Why in the world are you heading that ball out? Again, this pass just took everyone out, and Godfrey, what are you doing? And it's literally 2 chances from West Ham and 2 goals, and a comedy of errors, and we're down again, and it's just so frustrating. After such a good performance against Man United, such an organized performance, I was really mad, really ticked at this point. We attacked them immediately against second half, and they're not that good defensively. Another brilliant passing play from the 2 forwards. Calvert-Lewin puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-2, and I'm glad, but I'm also frustrated because it shouldn't be 2-2, okay? It should be like 3-0 at this point. West Ham has done nothing to deserve this scoreline. We basically, again, got done by our own defense. And I'm glad, because this is a really decent goal, but other than that, I'm fuming. I'm in Aston Villa mode right now. We keep on attacking West Ham. Again, they got hit on the counter here. Relatively easy to open up. Calvert-Lewin should really be doing better here. It's a decent shot, but he really needs to be burying a lot of these chances. He doesn't. Again, maybe you can call it a good save. Maybe he came out and cut the angle off. But more often than not, I want a striker to score those. It's another header by Calvert-Lewin. Okay, this time great save. We're knocking on the door here continuously. We're pummeling West Ham. They got those 2 chances off of our just absolute garbage defending. Other than that, nothing this game. We get so many chances. 83rd minute again, just wide open. They leave Demarai Gray wide open. He cuts in right into the box. Too bad. It's just the quality was missing in the final third. Not even the pass, just the shot. We couldn't finish this game off. And unfortunately, it's a tie game. Another comedy of errors is our undoing. Okay guys, nothing really to report from the menus. I will have a lot more coming your way, especially about the transfer market in the coming episodes as we're getting closer and closer to that January 1st, that opening of the transfer window. But for now, we're just going to jump into the Watford game here. They set up in a 4-1-4-1. I find this typical of promoted sides and weaker sides. It's a decent formation with a bank of 4 and a bank of 5, which can solidly defend and break if necessary. And that's probably exactly what Watford is going to do, especially since they have pace up front and pace out wide. And generally speaking, if you have that, you're going to be dangerous. So we have to watch out first and foremost for that. Just keep concentrated, don't get caught out. And I think we should be fine. But I think this team has a real weakness, because although they have hard workers in Etebo and Sissoko in the midfield, they're quite slow in general. Cleverly is slow. Their whole backline is slow, including their fullbacks. So I think this is a really good opportunity to just get a run at them, play on the shoulder, and try to outpace them, get opportunities that way. I feel like they're really weak here. I think this can really be exploited. So we're just going to set up with our 4-4-2, our most attacking formation with our most attacking players, our most pacey players. We're going to stick to the Holgate-Keane center-back partnership. I think that's our best. And we're just going to try to outplay him. Let's go.
Please make some noise as we welcome our visitors Watford and your Everton. And the Everton lineup is here. Number 1, Jordan Pickford. Number 23.
Just an interesting tidbit for you guys. The song you hear when the players exit the tunnel is the same at Goodison Park as it is at Vicarage Road. It's actually the theme song to Z-Cars, an old TV show. It's really quite catchy. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check that out. Also, that should have been a goal from Calvert-Lewin. That was a free header. But anyways, we stuck to our game plan here against Watford, and honestly, the pace was really bothering them. We kept running at them, and it was causing them tons of trouble, tons of problems. There's another chance that came here to Calvert-Lewin off a decent chance. Awkward bounce and a great save, but I felt like we already should have been up. And Watford was really playing like we played against Man United. Defend as best you can and sort of take your chances. And they had a few. They weren't 100% opportunities, but they were good enough to maybe nick a goal. Luckily, Pickford didn't need to be tested. It went over the bar. But we stuck to our game plan. I think we made the right call because this pace was really bothering them. Here, it's a great example of that. Townsend gets it on the wing. Passes it to Richarlison. He takes a one touch to take it away from the defender. The defender is too slow. He can't accelerate fast enough. Richarlison gets enough space to get a shot. It's in the back of the net, bottom corner. Richarlison has just been on point recently, though. That hat-trick against Burnley. This past game against West Ham, 2 assists, I believe. Just amazing, amazing player. Does everything in that final third. Everything you need him to do. He's been great for us. And we just kept hounding Watford, and it was all off that shoulder. It was always behind the defense, right? Now, I was being mindful to keep doing that, and it was working consistently. We were getting consistent chances every few minutes, every 10 minutes. This time, a bouncing ball Calvert-Lewin takes a pop at it. Good save by the goalie, but continually we were asking questions. Watford had this really interesting chance, and if you look at it, and if you remember, this is exactly like Zidane's volley against, I believe it was Bayer Leverkusen in the semi-finals or the finals of the Champions League. I can't remember if it was the semi-finals or the finals, but it was just a ridiculous goal, one of the best I've seen, the most memorable moment I have of Zidane, and yeah, that was like literally a replica. But back to our chances, it was always, through balls, runners onto it. I put Gordon in, I gave him a chance this game, and he was pacey enough to get behind that defense. He had a joy. And then finally, later on in the game, close to the end, we have a corner off one of those chances, and we've been getting better at set pieces, boys. And another one goes in. This time, Doucouré flies in. It's a goal. It's 2-0. And I'm really satisfied because if we can get an extra threat from set pieces, our season is going to go much easier for us. And we really need that goal, especially against tougher opponents. If we can be a set piece specialist, we can maybe just nick a goal here or there, and that would really be good. Doucouré flies in here, and he gives us the win at 2-0. And I'm really satisfied because after that Villa game, we've come back and we've only lost 2 goals. We've kept 2 clean sheets, and we've got, for the most part, the results we needed. 5 points out of 9 for this episode, and things are looking a little bit brighter. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you're enjoying my content, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, leaving a comment, engaging with me. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.